All the players who were available for the last game are also available for tomorrow. We will have to play without Ben Gibson. He's still struggling with some back problems, not a major issue. It has improved a little bit from yesterday till today, but not good enough to have him in the squad. So we have 24 hours, but I would say 95% he won't be involved. So for that, all the other players are available. So especially when you are speaking about the position on top of the league, because quite often then the other teams are capable to have a run of 4 or 5 games in a row. And if you're struggling then in these terms and you are 5 games there without a win, pretty quick you can lose a 10-point cushion. So this happens, and for that you always have to keep going and don't have to be over the moon after a few good results. Also not too down after a loss or a poorer performance. It's all about consistency, and we're showing at the moment this great consistency, but it's not a guarantee that we show this also in the following upcoming games. So we have to keep going, and we have to make sure that we also deliver in the upcoming 50 games, and this is our task. I think in order, if you want to be professional, so you have always plans for the short, for the mid, for the long term, not just even for the next season, but also like for the seasons ahead, and you have to prepare for different scenarios. So it was professional for us also like to prepare also even in the beginning of this season or already the next season, and to be always there with brainstorming, with ongoing discussions. But this is, if I'm honest, a bit more like behind the scenes and not so much for public. This is a bit more like between us and the board, between my sporting director and Stuart Webber. We are totally on the same page and head into the right direction. We know exactly where we want to go anyhow. But my job as head coach is also like to focus then, and the main focus also on the next game, because this is also quite important. But if you're not successful also in short term, then you can have great visions and great plans for the mid and the long term, but it doesn't work because you're not making sure what the most important topic is, and this is the bread and butter business that you have to deliver each and every day. And for that, my main focus, especially also in public, is definitely on the next game. First of all, I'm delighted for them because they're brilliant lads, fantastic characters, and sometimes when you have a bit time on the sofa and you watch a little bit back. The way James Maddison, once I came here, was more like a discussion. He was before out on loan to Aberdeen, and should we loan him out because Championship is a bit too soon for him, and we got the feeling, no, we want to improve him and want to bring him forward. The same also with Ben Godfrey. First time when I came in, we have nearly already sent him out to loan on Shrewsbury, and we got the feeling right now we make out of him. He was always rated as a midfield player. We make out of him a centre back or a full back, and right now in this role he's playing, and he's shining a lot. And but I'm not proud of my work, so I'm just proud of them, because you can bring a young player to the door and try to work with him and try to develop him and improve him, but they have to make the step through the door. And it's totally up to Ben and to James to get the next step. It's good that we produce such talents, and many of the best clubs in the world know that the young players are in good hands at Norwich City. That's quite good for our reputation. It's quite good for our developing as a club as well. Sadly, Ben and James are not my players anymore at the moment. I would. Also looking forward to the moment when we are able to keep this type of quality players at this club. But at this moment they had outgrown the club a little bit, and we had to accept this. And hopefully one day we're also capable to have players like this a bit longer in yellow shirts. We have proved that we are capable to create, even against this side, chances and are capable to score goals. Stoke City, for example, in the beginning of the game, they were also trying to sit a bit deeper and to be compact, and we created chances, we scored goals, and then they had, of course, to open and a little bit, and we had to the chance to create even more chances anyhow. So it's unbelievably difficult, especially to score the first goal and to be in a winning position against Birmingham. But this is crucial, as long as you don't go in lead against them, they are unbelievably difficult to break and to open. We know this. If there is one team in this league I would trust to be capable to do this, and it's definitely my team, because we have proved this in many, many games. It's not a guarantee that also works tomorrow, but this is exactly the task that we have to find some solutions. And I'm also trustful that my lads are capable to do this. it's a bit strange anyhow, yeah. Yeah, sometimes also you find it really hard to accept what some clubs are doing anyhow. But also no complaints about St Andrews up to the rules. So sometimes you find it a bit difficult when you're in away dressing rooms, like in a sports hall, and it's anyhow it was colder in this hall than outside. And you spend lots of time there because of preparation, and even after this. So yeah, sometimes as a head coach, you're a bit concerned that no one gets a cold there anyhow, or something like this. So sometimes you got the feeling, okay, yeah, with all respect, but some clubs are trying to get the focus and the concentration a little bit away from the game. But this is nothing that should affect us anyhow, and we don't need any posh dressing rooms or whatever. So it's more like, yeah, football is a pretty traditional and easy game, and it's totally okay. So we don't need any comfort or posh dressing room. So we just need a changing room, and then it doesn't matter. So when there's kickoff, anyhow, we're just focused on the game. It's not important if the dressing room is unbelievably nice. Like when you play in the new Tottenham Stadium, it's always fantastic, and you have lots of space, and everything looks really posh and great. It's not important. Yeah, we can also be in a tiny bit old-fashioned, dirty dressing room. Sometimes even a bit better to create some togetherness and some spirit. So for that, it doesn't affect us. It doesn't affect us at all. The only thing is, it's important that you are not in a situation when you have to fear anyhow that your players will get a cold or something like this. So that's sometimes my only worry. But otherwise, we don't need any luxury, and yeah, also no one can take our concentration a little bit away. And everyone is struggling a bit with the protocol sometimes during this strange times. And yeah, of course, I would prefer to be allowed to stay in the normal away dressing room at Birmingham. At the moment, it seems like the protocols or the principles don't allow this. So right now we are in the bar, as long as there is no alcohol in the bar for the players before the game, and and also not straight away after. If we have to play, then also 2 days later, I'm totally fine with it and all okay. Yes, he's close to be back in the mix. Also pretty close to be back in full team training. He was already there with small parts of team training. He works quite intense with our goalkeeping coach already. Yeah, even for an emergency case, I would say he would be already there. But I also trust Daniel Baden, for example, who was excellent for us during the season, and for that there's also no need to rush anything. But it looks really good, and Orjan was also good to give him some time to settle into the dressing room, to get used a bit to our football. Got lots of information about our game and how we want to play out from the back, what the task also in this term is for the goalkeeper, of course. Yeah, the most obvious task is to stop the balls anyhow and to protect our own goal, but also like with his tactical behavior and his positioning for our build-up. It was good to give him some time, and he's making good progress. And I think in the next days he will be back in full team training, and definitely good news with him. Yes, with Sebastian, he had some muscle problems. He was out for a few days, but right now also back to go back to training, also with under 23. Then during this week, I think he will be in the mix also for the game on Friday, and also for Marcus Stiepermann, it was good, and he handled the load. It was nearly 70 minutes in the under 23 game. Quite well. Of course, he was a bit exhausted here. He was out for 2.5 months, and we have decided, right, him to give him another week together with the under 23, because if I'm honest, because of our schedule, we are hardly working with a proper group on the training pitch at the moment. So it's just more between recovery session and preparing also a bit tactical then for the next game. And he needs a bit more load after he was out for 2.5 months. And the plan with him is like to give him a normal week with the under 23, really proper training sessions with them, and also to let him play in the game on Friday, to have another proper week, and then to return back to our first team squad, also a bit more prepared. But it looks also quite well. In general, you have to learn out of each and every day, and he's a young player, but even if you're an older player or even as a manager, you have to be open to develop and to learn lessons each and every day. So otherwise you become a dinosaur. So it's important to keep learning on a daily basis. This is also what Emi delivers, and he's always self-critical and self-reflecting. To be honest, it's fine margin. So I don't want him to change his game. So he's he needs us to play emotional. He needs to play with aggressiveness. He has also there was many winnings of the ball in the opponent's half, and this is also one of his strengths in his game. And I think, when you show the scenes to whatever 50 managers, I think 49 will say, the red card was really harsh and anyhow also not deserved. But also like to learn even a bit out of this. He spoke, I think, also in public about this topic. So it just a fine margin, so 1 or 2% to be a bit more calm and a bit more smart in a few situations, but still make sure that you play with aggressiveness, that you play proactive, and but to canalize perhaps your aggressiveness and your emotions in a proper way. That's always a task. And we spoke about this topic, and I think Emi is fully aware and fully focused, and I'm totally pleased with his attitude. Even if I'm honest, even before the red card, so I mentioned it. I got the feeling it was really a harsh red card and not deserved. Yeah, of course he could behave a bit smarter because he gave the referee a decision to make, or it was in this case was the linesman. He was also there. With a different angle, not easy to judge. But I got the feeling since October, more or less, he's fully focused on his task, and he's playing a fantastic season. And thank God we have him also with this focus and also with his quality of his performance. But again, so he has to prove this also further on. So the season's not done, and it's also important that he proves this also in the upcoming 15 games.